bum, 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 bum. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. Bum, 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 bum. What's up, guys? We are here. And it is episode 9. I had to wait for my thing to scroll over. It is episode 9 of the Swift and SwiftUI Learnalong. Big nerd style. Big nerd style because we are using the Big Nerd Ranch Guide, 7th edition, to teach us Swift. And, as always, per the intro, after we're done with this, we're going to move into, well, of course, SwiftUI. That's in the title. So I'm going to keep that as part of this stream. Then we'll start a new series, which would, if you're watching on X, it's going to be on the same channel. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll be a separate playlist. But after Swift and SwiftUI, we're going to move into some planning for the application that I'm going to build for my startup. So we're doing the whole thing on stream, but we'll do some planning for the app so people can kind of understand and follow along, just to have a nice, I want this to be a, well, I hope that I can actually train some future Swift devs. I think that would be so sick if just to have that story. I think it would be awesome. So that's partially why I'm doing this, but also I need to learn this myself. And also, after we do the a bit of planning, stuff like that, so you guys know what we're about to dig into and build, we'll come back to the learning, and we're going to use the Big Nerd Ranch guide for iOS programming. So Swift, SwiftUI, planning, iOS programming, and then we'll actually start to build phase 1, which will be an application called MRP Panda. And we won't get into all, I'm sure I'm going to talk about it. So we won't get into it now. We'll get to learning soon. However, I just need to do one quick thing, as per usual. Now, a quick recap from yesterday. We really started to dig into optionals, lots of different ways to handle optionals. We learned about implicit unwrapping. We learned about more or less how nil propagates through the control flow, how you can hedge against that, what you can and cannot do when things are implicit. We learned about Swift, more or less strongly encouraging you to not use the implicit unwrap. So normally, where a type would carry through, if what's a good example here, like error description, anywhere that we call error description elsewhere, the type is going to be inherited if possible, except when it's a forcible unwrap. So if we did this and then later on did something to error description, it would just assume you want to use a optional instead of a forced unwrap. Wait, implicit unwrap. Let me make sure I get those terms right. So because we covered 3 concepts really. So we got the optional string, that makes sense, and that's up here in the declaration when you first declare the variable. So it's an optional, the type is optional, and that's of type string. So the optional either accepts a string or do something else if there is no string inside the optional when you unwrap it. And then after that, within the body of the function, we covered a similar syntax, but it does something different, and that was optional chaining. Did we skip I know it's in here. Optionals, it was the question mark dot, this right here, line 15. Where is it? Where did it go? Option click. Optional binding. I could have sworn, I know we saw We definitely covered chaining yesterday. Where? If either of these return, no, not there. Recently unwrapped. I know I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Yeah. Well, I suppose just go watch the stream. How about that? And I could clearly, okay, there it is. Goddamn. Okay. I don't know how I didn't see that. Optional chaining. Okay, so we did cover that. So we, yes, we looked at the implicitly unwrapped optionals, which we also learned that this is, I guess in a very summarized fashion, you could say that this might be a more performant option, but you also run the risk of crashing your app if there happens to not be a value in what you're forcibly unwrapping. Yeah. Yeah, so we had implicitly unwrapped and then optional chaining, which it's really different, although the syntax looks similar, but that kind of caught me off guard yesterday when we added, oh, it's still not in here. Where is it? Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, that's optional chaining. Okay, yeah. And then we looked at a few of these method calls. So, for example, uppercase on this optional chaining, we learned this is actually creating a new instance of the variable. Whereas this method call with append is an in-place change. So you're not creating anything new, it's in place of. I think that about. Oh, and I'm not sure if yesterday was the first time we saw it, but we did see this as well. So this if let statement. And we also dug into the behavior around what's going on whenever we see, well, this is more my thing. It's not necessarily something they were pointing out to us, but just to get a better understanding of Swift in general, we also looked at what is this like? What's the logic whenever you see the function body, or a code block, I should say, because we learned that everything between the squiggle brackets, inclusive of the squiggle brackets, is just commonly referred to as code block. So code blocks can, those could be anywhere, but really the behavior is driven by the driver or the statement that it's a part of. So in this case, a conditional. And normally this would be only executed in an if statement if it evaluates to true. But it's really more driven by, like, if this was a function, then it would just be the function body, and it would just return whatever you tell it to, or nothing at all. So we learned that, and I learned that, and then that feels more complete. I think this is where we stopped. Yeah, the nil coalescing operator, because we were pushing up against. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna start here. That is the. Play me out, Scotty. That's the intro. I'm feeling a little sloggy. I got these green tea caffeine pills. Let me slam some of these, brother. Boy, I need it. Now my body, you know how sometimes your body feels tired, but the mind is wide awake. Feeling like body fatigue. I need to do some stretching today. Oh man. Yeah, I can't wait till we actually get to work with a lot of the visual tools. There's so many neat little tools on Mac. I'll have to make some separate videos. I found a lot of great dev tools, but I need to play with them a little more, understand them better before I go making any recommendations. But on the surface, they look incredible. Because I'm a big fan of, I mean, I think when you need to, obviously you should absolutely have the skill to go out and write, just, sit down and write an interface with your platforms, whatever you like to use, GTK or Metals or Raylib or whatever you like to use. I think every dev should have that in their bag. You need to know how to make things appear on the screen. But generally speaking, yeah, I love to use tools for that because it's unbelievably faster. But only if no low code bullshit. That's bullshit. No. If you don't have the source code, there's no shot. People can say that until they're blue in the face, and people will always make that mistake because it's very alluring. I made the same mistake before. But yeah, you'll always regret it. Oh, baby, you'll regret it. If it's something that you're actually going to sell or that you need to maintain and you're using some plugin or some obfuscated library, that you don't have control of, oh, brother, you might as well write it in blood. It's gonna backfire at some point. Now, it may not be your problem. Some poor bastard down the road may have to deal with it, which is an entirely different story. But from a product owner's perspective, yeah, it's always a bad idea. And UI largely, I mean, there's a big upfront effort, but yeah, you got to control the source code. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's kind of the difference between something like MUI, like in the web dev space. Versus something like Shad CN, where it's literally just all the components, you just go grab them. You're not fucking distributing a pre-built binary as part of your, that would be wild. This isn't fucking Rust, okay? This isn't Saturday, okay? We still got our heads screwed on over here. That shit's wild. Especially given the vulnerabilities that came out, all that shit, if you think about it. I don't see how that's any different. I mean, you're still very much in the same boat. That's just like some guy's library, and it's in every fucking Rust project. They need to fork that shit, put it in standard lib. It's nuts. It's nutso. And who is they? The core team. That's who they is. Who is they? The language maintainers, buddy. The language maintainers. But our language maintainer is a huge tyrannical company, so we don't have to worry about having a whole lot of say in the language. But bet your ass we can bank on the fact that it's going to be well supported and well thought out, and it's going to have hella features and frameworks out the ass and APIs out the ass, and hey man, pick your side. What kind of life do you want to live? Ah, shit. Now, I mean, look. What are you going to do? It's technology. First step is to learn one of them, so let's do that. All right, so the nil coalescing operator. A common operation when dealing with optionals is to either get the value, if the optional contains a value, or to use some default if the optional is nil. A common operation when dealing with optionals is to either get the value or use some default. Oh, okay. For example, when extracting the error information from error description, you might want to default to no error if the string does not contain an error. you could accomplish this with the optional binding. So real quick, we'll go to GPT. They gave us an interesting I'm not sure if this was it says it's in here. Okay, no, it wasn't this one. I wanted to get its description for binding because uppercase append. Where do we? Oh, there it is. There we go. Okay, binding typically occurs in the context of optionals in Swift. It involves not only assigning a value to a variable, but also simultaneously checking for the existence of. But that was really the takeaway here, was that this is where we'll see, or when we hear the term binding, it'll be within the scope of this if let or guard let statements. So that's good, because frankly, coming from the web dev space, binding is a very different definition to yeah. Well, no, yeah, it's different. It really is. I mean, you could stretch it and kind of tie the concepts together, but it's just different. So you just got to remember that. But assignment refers to. Oh yeah, sure. Okay. All right. For example, when extracting the error information from error description, you might want to default to no error if the string does contain an error. You could accomplish this with optional binding. All right, using the optional binding to parse error description. Upcase error description. So what you want me here, and let description type annotation, type string, if let error description else Command Shift Enter. Okay, so we make a constant description of type string. Then we create this temporary variable with the if let, so error description. Is that what they have? If let error description. But why are we? Oh. I don't know. That's just weird to me. We'll read on, but so you can do this. You can say, I mean, because this isn't even within the scope of anything. That's just a top level if statement. But error description is already exists. So I guess that's allowed. You can just redefine a variable as temporary constant. Yeah. This is another good time to try commenting out error code string equal 404. Oh, now they put it right. See that? All right, guys. Come on now. That cost me like 20 minutes yesterday. All right, so what do you want me to do? See what this does? Command Shift Enter. It's the error. Fatal error unexpectedly found nil while unwrapping an optional value. Okay, expected. Pardon me. The process has been left at the point where it was interrupted. Okay, yeah. And that happened because same old reason from yesterday. So we won't beat that dead horse. So why'd you want me to do that, brother? This is to see the difference nil makes in the following code. Remember to uncomment the line before continuing. Well, I mean, it failed in the same place as before we added any of this code, so I mean, it's literally not different from the case yesterday. But we understand that either way it can't be nil and that the compiler is going to catch it. And we understand why we're getting there in the first place. So this technique works, but it has a problem. You had to write a lot of code for what should be a simple operation. Get the value from the optional or use no error. If the optional is nil, oh, that's the end of the sentence. Get the value from the optional or use no error. Okay, yeah. This can be solved via the nil coalescing operator. Escape. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Okay. GG. Oh, wrong side. Okay, so get rid of that whole. Get rid of all that shit. Double D. Let description equal error description. Well, I'll give it to you. I mean, that's a lot cleaner. So this is the nil coalescing operator. The nil okay. Hold up. I gotta write this down. I will forget. Okay, nil coalescing operator. Then an example. So let's. All right, and that's where did that explanation go? Yeah, get the value from the optional or use no error if it's nil. From optional. No error. If nil. So these are all kind of running, not gonna lie, running together in my head. So we got all these shorthand way. I mean, the if else is not like devastating to me, so I don't. Whatever. I mean, the shorthand's nice. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't necessarily be mad at having to type out a if else, because it's pretty. I mean, it's obvious. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know what the fuck. You could probably guess, but you wouldn't know that because that's not necessarily standard. So it's just one of those things. Which way do you want to lean in? Are you really saving all that much time? Is that really? I don't know. Is that really much better? I always think about, like, in what world the time saved by doing this. Not to like, let's not even consider that the time that you save doing this initially, down the road if someone doesn't recognize that syntax. How much more time was lost in totality, if they have to debug or refactor that piece of the code. But not even thinking about that, just thinking if we could measure how much time we really saved by just the act of having to type that versus if else. What's fair? 5 seconds? 5 seconds? I don't know. How many of these are you typing? How many new if else statements are you gonna get into a day? I don't know. 5 maybe? So let's just do that. What's the simple math? So let's do 5 times 5 seconds. That's 25 seconds a day. 25 seconds. 364 days in a year. It's 9,100 seconds divided by, let's see, in hours, 60. Wait, that's seconds, so reason. Yeah, so 151 minutes. 2.5 hours. You would save over the course of a year, making the assumption that you save 5 seconds, and you would save those 5 seconds 5 times each day. Because you work every day. No days off. Obviously, you're writing code every day. Totally, bro. That's totally worth it. 2.5 hours? Shit. You know what I could do in 2.5 hours? All right, so where were we? Oh, they were going to explain it to us. The left-hand side of neo-coalescing operator must be an optional. Yeah. Starting to see a pattern here. There's a lot of stuff in Swift. Let description, and this is an optional because, oh no, this has to be, so that's on the left hand side. So, and this is an optional as told by this, or specifically the type annotation. And wait, what are we on? We're on 191. Let me see. I just want to go back real quick to, like, what do you call it? It's optional string. Indicates your variable is of type optional. Array indicates that it's assigned to hold. Okay. I was seeing if I had the right term, but I guess it is. It's just optional, and then you would just say whatever type is in there. Modifying or not, we did that. Where are we at? Oh no, we went too far. Simply returns. Okay, the left-hand side of the nil coalescing operator must be an optional. Yeah. In this case, which is an optional string, yeah, the right-hand side must be a value of type the optional holds. So a string, which no error is a string. So we have it in quotations. In this case, which is a string, okay. If the optional on the left-hand side is nil, then it'll return the value on the right-hand side. If the optional is not nil, it returns the value in the optional. Yeah. I'm so sick of that. Oh my God. Can I turn that off? Sure. I guess I can't get rid of the... Yeah, that's really annoying. Hold on, let me see. I guess I just got to put up with it. They're just like, fuck you. Okay. Try changing error description so that it does not contain an error, and confirm that description gets the value no error. Try changing error description so it does not contain an error. Error description so that it does not contain an error. Error. Even if you are already a programmer, optionals may be an entirely new concept. Be patient with yourself if they feel strange. You will get lots of practice with them throughout the rest of the book. This chapter was fairly involved and you learned a lot of new material. Here's the bottom line. As a developer, you will often need to represent nil in an instance. Optionals help you keep track of whether instances are nil and provide a mechanism to respond appropriately. If optionals do not quite feel comfortable yet, do not worry. You'll be seeing them quite a bit in future chapters. But all you did was you changed error description equals nil, which is what I did. Oh, no, I didn't. My bad. Boy, I tell you. Okay, error description. Where did he put the fuck? Error description above. Oh. Boy, these things are difficult. I got you. Error description. I kept looking at description. Yeah. Okay. No error. Oh, I see. So since it's a var, we just, after the fact, just make it nil anyway before we get here. And then using this nil coalescing operator, we then get our expected output. Okay, yeah, I mean, it was a lot of information. It was a lot. That was a long chapter. Ah, the bronze challenge. So the last one was did not go well. Optionals are best used for things that can literally be nil. Optionals are best used for things that can literally be nil. That is, they are useful in representing the complete absence of something. Okay. But non-existence is not the same as zero. No, it is not. For example, if you're writing code to model a bank account and the user has no balance in a given account, the value is, or the value 0 is more appropriate than nil. Agree. The user does not lack an account. What they're missing is money. Broke ass. No, I'm kidding. I'm playing. We're all trying to get it, baby. Take a look at the examples below and select which type would model them best. Huh? Take a look at the examples below and select which type would model them best. Okay. A person's age, int or int. A person's middle name, string or string. What? I mean, it seems there's only one answer. I don't know. I don't know how long I'm going to stare at it. I guess till it sinks in. But so yeah, I mean, these would be these have to be optionals with string type. If the only option is you have to handle a string and it might be null, that's what we'll learn. That's what we'll learn. Now there was one. Because these are arrays, so it's either an array of strings or an array of strings that might be null. Well, wait a minute. Actually, yeah, what is... Oh, so this is an array of strings as an optional, or an optional with an array of strings inside it. But this is an array of optionals themselves. Well, we'll ask the Oracle. So I would like to understand. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what model, but I assume they're talking about the different. Man, that's too slow. Why is it so damn slow? Let's change that back. Here it continues. No. Okay. Given the below from a oh, it's given. Okay, I don't want to look at the answers. Okay, so just out of what's provided, pick one of the two. Okay. All right. Well, actually, I do have a question, but I don't want to see what. Just start a new one without looking. Don't look. Okay, what is this in Swift? What is the difference between string and so? Oh wait, I typed the same thing twice. So the first one should be, I think, they're not optionals inside the array, they are just strings. So the optional, or the type in this case itself, would be an optional with an array of strings inside. Whereas the second one would be an array of optionals of type string. Pretty sure that's correct, but I would like for it to validate. Okay, so that gives me a good way to, I like that framing of it. Okay, so literally optional as in describing, or rather the term, the keyword optional, well, not keyword because you don't type it. The term optional you can think of as making the existence optional. So that seems like the direct or the most pragmatic way to think about it, at least for now. But that's basically what it's saying, because it's either, in every single case, it's accounting for the possibility of nil. Otherwise, use the value that's there. So hopefully that makes sense. That makes sense to me, but still, I'll forget it in 19 seconds, so I'm going to write it down. So this would be string, that's just an array of strings. Can't be nil, and then array of. All right. Then let us move on to the silver challenge. Earlier in the chapter, we told you that accessing an optional's value when it is nil will result in a runtime error. Make this mistake by force unwrapping an optional when it is nil. Okay, make this mistake by Force unwrapping and optional when it is nil. And force unwrapping was that? Unexpectedly found nil while unwrapping an optional value. Does this syntax tell Swift to forcibly unwrap? Okay, so that is okay. So I mean, we saw that. So that's I think we get it. In terms of the error, I mean, we know what that's. We understand why. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know what's funny too is the fact that it says unexpectedly found nil. But I mean, is it unexpected? We called it nil. Just saying. Just saying. All right, gold. Oh, gold challenge. That's the first gold challenge. Open your playground from chapter 8. Arrays playground. Okay, let me get there. Open arrays. Consult the documentation to find a method on array that will locate the index of go on an Arctic expedition. Okay, this method will return an index optional chain. Unwrap that value and use it to compute the index that is 2 positions later in the array. Last, use this new index to find the string at that position within your bucket list. Look at the documentation for the string and array types. What other properties and methods work with optionals? Why? God damn. What? Give me a whole damn assignment, brother. Okay, fine. Yeesh. So, I need a Nutri-Grain bar for this. I need brain food. Woke up, chose violence. Oh, my stomach be hurting, y'all. I may or may not have indulged a bit last night and ordered a Frosty from Wendy's.
And for those brief moments, I had no regrets. But this morning, oh, buddy. Feeling that shit. But I'm not supposed to be eating dairy anyway. It's just so good, you know? Man, it's good. Maybe some Pepto-Bismol or something. Pepto-Bismol. One of the greatest inventions man ever made, tell you what. You know how many bubbly stomachs that thing has cured? Things get to bubbling. I get to wobbling. Then I moved to Dublin. And then I started juggling. Went to the gym. Did a little squat. Now the booty bubbling. Now the booty bubbling. Now the booty bubbling. Can't tell if this music is making me sad or not. Has bittersweet vibes. Walk it to him. Walk it to him. You put some sweats on, then I'll be ready. Got me a little snack. Got me a snack. Cover up the booty crack, then I give it lat. Dude, there's been the same fucking gnat in here for months. Just one. And he won't die. What is it? It's April. He's been here since October. I swear it's the same one too. It's just one gnat. How the hell he survives in here? I don't know. I don't even have food for him to eat. I order out every meal. Nah, I'm lying. My girl comes and she'll cook for me. And I have my, I have things like Nutri-Grain bars, but as a man, I'm a simple man, really. I am not picky. If it comes within range, boy, it's food. If it Now I went through a phase where I tried to be all bougie and I was wearing suits and dressing up, and I don't know. I mean, there's no knock on. I think it's a nice gesture. I don't necessarily think it should be required, but I like what we've done with it in terms of like how American culture handles dress code. I think it's one of the few things that, like, for the most part, we are decently fair about, you know what I mean? Or have good, I don't know what you would call it, but we've struck a good balance. How about that? I think for the most part, people can damn near wear whatever they want within reason. But even in Texas, if technically speaking, if a big hairy fat man wants to wear his bikini thong and go for a jog, he can do that. That's legal. It's allowed. Now he can't be intentionally lewd or whatever and go flash people, or probably if you went into like a grocery store and just try to walk around in day clothes all day doing normal shit, you might get asked to leave, and that would be the prerogative of the entity, the business owner or whomever, the manager, wherever you're at, and that would be okay too. So all in all, a pretty good system, or one component of a larger system, I should say. I don't want to downplay the obvious existence of many well-known inadequacies of the American cultural legal system, and the court of public opinion even isn't beyond reproach. We have some pretty fucked up ideas that we hold still. They still stand strong. Looking at you boomers, some pretty old belief systems that still corrupt to some degree, but they are largely dying out, which I like to see that. I'd like to think becoming somewhat more pragmatic and logical, but there always be pockets of ignorance and stupidity, right? So, but I think on the whole, our problems are moving away from things like race or even religion, which is interesting, but now it's just a new domain, a new set of problems for people to deal with. Shit's only going to keep getting weirder. But yeah, I mean, if nothing else, I can say that, like, while I don't necessarily subscribe to what most people interpret as being woke, like, the Hollywood version of woke is like terrible. We all see it. We understand, like, when they're shoving it down your throat, or fucking up all the old movies, remaking them with women in the lead role because it makes no sense, having nothing to do with a woman, nor the actress in most cases, although Brie Larson seems to. It wasn't until I really looked into it that I understood why she catches so much hate, but initially I was like, God damn, like, because I didn't really know who she was until what's her fucking Captain Marvel. Man, those are some funny, like, I just remember catching on to that a bit late. So, after any kind of cultural phenomenon has, like, run its course, in its wake, it leaves this, like, you can almost think of it as much like a TV show or a docu-series, like there's this whole set of content that the internet has created. YouTubers and social media influencers and people writing articles and comments on forum posts, all that stuff. All of it just there's this little subculture, a pocket in time. And so if you come across some kind of event, some big event that happened in the past, it's very, I mean, you can go down a rabbit hole, but it's very entertaining because you can just go and watch all of it and how it unfolded, so you get this macro view of it. And some of that is just better than any of the best entertainment that Hollywood, because you can't, it's real life, like, you can't make this stuff up. And like the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial, so good. And it couldn't have ended better. I mean, like, I think men everywhere rejoiced. Well, women too. I don't want to get it twisted. It's not about women versus men, but I only say that because I think too often we were seeing these other random women getting exposed for effectively gaming the system and fucking over the men in many cases, because a lot of times the burden, like, just here in Texas, I know this for a fact, like, there's the laws favor women, that there's a burden placed on the man in many different cases, especially in ones of domestic dispute. There's a higher burden there to prove innocence. You know, there's going into it, there's going to be a bias. That's just how it is. And so seeing that, I think restored a lot of faith. Honestly, I mean, I know it did for me. Restored a lot of faith in the justice system at large, just because it was too obvious. Honestly, like more than likely, it's probably overstated how much faith it should have restored in the justice system. Because if you actually watch the case, she got fucking destroyed, and she never had a case to begin with. But I mean, there was no denying it. She was clearly lying, you know. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's less of a beacon of hope for like some kind of totally fair justice system, which I hate the word fair in the first place, but at the end of the day, great entertainment either way you slice it. Man, that was some good stuff. Yeah, poor Johnny, but I'm glad he won. Okay, so open your playground. Yeah, okay, so we got there now. Okay, consult the documentation and find a method on array that will locate the index of. Okay, so what we learned a few chapters back, very handy. In Xcode, if you hold the option button and then click on effectively any of the keywords or symbols, it'll open up Apple's documentation, which is sweet. So we want to go to the array. So let's just, oh, this is an array. So how about that? Pow. It gives us this. Oh, type of, yeah. But so if you click here, it'll open up this window, and you can, well, okay, yeah, now I remember, yeah, yesterday we tried this and it was broken, and I guess it's still broken? Really? I mean, come on. What are we doing? Nah, I mean, I don't know why it's not working. Yesterday it just started not working, and now yeah, I mean, I've said this before, I'll say it again. macOS window navigation just sucks ass. I mean, I just hate it because, well, first of all, this isn't working. Second of all, I said right click, show all windows, and it shows me recent. These aren't open. They're not open. They're not open windows. You just opened up a new playground. It wasn't even open. What are you talking about? I hate macOS. I love Macs. I just got an iPad Pro yesterday. So excited, by the way. I've had one before and I sold it and I truly regretted it. Truly regretted it. So don't get it twisted. I fully acknowledge and am at the mercy of the extreme usefulness of the iPad Pro. The Magic Keyboard is my favorite like that's feels the best to type on, period, of any keyboard ever. And you're talking to a person that types on this thing most of the time. Nieces. I love this thing because of its customization. It did save my wrist. I did get it because I was having, not this hand, but this hand. Was really feeling it. So, I mean, ergonomics aside, I'm saying in addition to that, because I know some people just have to use these because you really ain't got no other choice. I probably could have, suffered through and been okay, but I saw Prime's video, and then he was basically telling the story about how he let it fester. So I was like, man, fuck that. It's worth it. It did take a solid, I'm going to say 2 months before it felt natural. And 2 months can seem like a lifetime, especially if time is of the essence, you might maybe not want to do that yet, or just be prepared to put in some extra time daily to speed up the process. That's what I was doing. So I just would force myself to to practice at it nightly, but that wasn't really sticking. So I just went cold turkey and just started using it and struggled. I was like at 20 words a minute for a while. It was terrible. It's so because it's so hard to get used to because the keys aren't staggered. That was like the hardest part for me. But once you get the mental map of everything just being up and down, it's a lot better. And then once you get to playing with, because you can assign any key to like I can put the number 9 on my backspace key if I want. You can do anything on this keyboard, and so having these thumb clusters has really changed the game for me, at least with editors. Because what I like about this is I don't really have to fuck around with or care about the efficiency of, like one of the things with Vim Motions and it being so useful is to navigate around text. But if you can modify your keyboard and use page up, page down, home, end to get to the end of, like, a lot of that stuff is just your keyboard takes care of that. Anyway, I don't know. That's one of the reasons I like it, because I don't necessarily have to rely on an editor to have an optimized way to move around any text. I don't have to be in my editor. I can use page up, page down, home, end, and some of the other shortcuts to move around in any text field, period, to play with text. So that's another big reason why I like it. Yeah, and just having the thumb clusters is a big deal. So all thumbs instead of pinkies for control and shift, and that's been a big deal. But my hands are not that long. My fingers are not that long. So I think people with bigger hands, like I have weird hands. I have big palms and like short fingers, which is like the worst. Or when it comes to like, well, I mean, like a keyboard like this, like if I just had one more, even like half an inch, it would be perfect. But the only thing that I find a struggle sometimes on this keyboard is like utilizing these inner thumb cluster. I don't know if you can, it's hard to see, but you have like two, I don't know if, there you go. So each cluster, you got 2 keys, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And so this inner clustered thumb key can be a hard reach for me sometimes. So I just put it as, functions that I'm not going to necessarily need to hit a whole lot. And so that's kind of okay. But I'm just warning anybody that might have small hands, basically. But even still, I think it's worth it if you have wrist pain, because that's really the main point. The customization factor is secondary to that. Now, why did I say all that? Oh, the iPad. Yeah, so I still love, for whatever reason, that's the only QWERTY keyboard that I can type on now. If I try to go type on like my MX keys, the Logitech ones, it just doesn't feel right. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, macOS sucks. That was the point of saying all that. Okay, so we wanted to go to the documentation. Now this didn't work. We can't get there the way that you would normally get there. But normally you could hold the Option key, click on it, and click on that, and that should open this window over here to the appropriate place. And nope, I'm lying to you. This is not the same. So that's even worse. Does it show, like, why okay, we go to help and developer documentation. So that is not the same as that button, so forget I said that, but this is where it should have opened to. All right, and you wanted me to find, I need to find arrays. We were in arrays. There's so many okay, standard library, array, that will locate index of, Is there a search bar? I thought there. Oh, there we go. Index of. Probably want one that's in Swift. Those look the same. So where is that at? This is in. Never mind. Let's just look manually. There's not that many. Okay, so you want me to get that will locate. So we want it to return the index, so we want it to match. I guess contains would be. Yeah. It's got to be it, eh? Returns a bool value indicating whether the sequence contains a given element. The element. To find the sequence, return value true if the element was found. Discuss. Okay, so what is it? So is that it? That's the one? Contains on Arctic. Where is that at? Bucket list. Okay. Alright, insert. Did. Bucket list dot contains. I guess you have to give it the. Okay, so not contains in that fashion. No, that's not it. Contains, that's not right. That will locate the index of. What was that other one? Maybe there's another one. That's so goofy. How are you supposed to switch windows if you can't? What the fuck? How do people deal with this? I don't get that. Dookie. All right. We gotta get. Oh, I remember. We did to account for that because it's terrible. We space. Put the docs on another desktop. And then there we go. So now we can do aware sounds promising. Returns a bool. The sequence contains an element that satisfies the given predicate. Okay, yeah, that sounds a lot better. What do we get? How do we use it? You can. So this evaluates to true if there's a number between 0. Wait. Wait, what? I don't know what that's trying to say. Oh, I mean, I know it's greater than, but what is the $sign? Use the predicate to check for an element of a type that doesn't conform to the equatable protocol. Use the predicate to check for an element of a type that doesn't conform to the equatable protocol. Know what you say, Willis? And this would evaluate to true because of booty. Try the where then. CP. Okay. Error 404. No, that can't be it. Oh, but I wonder if maybe I. Oh no, it's in there. Go on an Arctic. Bucket list contains, and that came out to false. I did copy and paste though, right? So that's not. Okay, yeah, so it's not. All right, then we'll try the other one. Oops. Contains where? Dot contains element in. The only thing is different. $sign. Oh, that can't be right. manipulating accent. Okay, what is this? That's not. Ooh. Oh, this is all, that's not all part of arrays though. That's just like other stuff. Okay. So that's, okay, so it ends here. What the hell? I was hoping there would just be like a query. Type 1 where just the argument is just the string and then it finds it. Such a thing. I'm just gonna ask the Oracle. Finding elements. Where? That one didn't work. I don't know if I can, is that cheating though? How did it ask the question? Go consult the document to find a method on array that will locate the index of. Yeah, so I need to name, I mean, this would be my parameter, something that can handle that. So we'll ask it. What array method can I use to find the index of a index of an array of strings using oh, I did not think it would be that one, so I didn't even read it. Shame on me. Okay. Yeah. So it's this implementation dot first index of, man, yeah. Well, at least I know I was not. I wouldn't have got there anyway, if I'm being honest, because I just wouldn't have checked, because I would have thought that that would just grab the index of the very first element, period, not the first occurrence of what you specify. So yeah. Bucket. Dot. Paya. It's not though. What do you mean? Hold on. Well, let me put this up here to make it. Or let me put it here. Still nil. Why? Go on an Arctic expedition. Just in case. Just in case. Kind of look different. That's still nil. God damn it. Okay. Okay. So why? Why can't you just work like you're supposed to? But that specific string is in my array. I missed a C. Oh. Well, it's misspelled in both places. Arctic. Arc. Go on an Arctic expedition. Go on an Arctic expedition. It's the same fucking string. It's not working, brother. What the hell am I gonna do? For posterity. God, son of a butt. Okay. Well. Okay. What else you got, brother? How did you let bucket list? Is that any different than not really? Go swim. Yeah. For item and print item. Well, let's see. So you're saying check the... I guess I should check the console. That's really what would represent what's being pushed out. But this... Go on and... Oh. So, okay. Somewhere down the line, I'm adding with friends or something, because that's not what's there. Go on an Arctic. Oh, here. Okay. Motherfucker. Okay, so. Oops. But. Oh no, it is after it. Oh. Man, those goddamn details. Tell you what. Okay, so let me move it up here. Or whatever, even here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Shit. It's the small victories in life, really. Okay. So Now that we're back cooking with gas. Ooh. That's why I don't like to. I should not be afraid to fuck with my windows, but they make it so unpleasant. I'm sorry. I don't want to. I'm not trying to be negative. Be positive. I'm blessed to have these nice things. I should be grateful. I should be grateful. I'm grateful. Okay. So you want me to find it? This method will return an index. That's a statement or question? That's a statement. An index. Unwrap that value. Okay. Unwrap the value. Where are we at? We're on page. I mean, we're on line 11. So let me move that down. Okay, so we're here. And unwrap it. Unwrap it. Unwrap it. Unwrap it. Bucket. Wait, but how do I? Oh, maybe var. Just call it arc equal arc. Okay. Yeah, unwrap it. But fuck. That okay, you see I can do that, right? Okay, yeah, so that's used to be valid code, and that's our optional type. Okay. Unwrap that value and use it to compute the index. Var is equal to must be unwrapped. How do you unwrap it? I don't remember how you unwrap it. How do you unwrap it? Damn it, I should have left my other I should have left my other playground open. Oh wait, what am I doing? All right, let's see how I'd unwrap it. But okay, so it's the question mark dot syntax, but I still don't feel confident saying, oh yeah, that's the thing to do. So what did we, 21 lines? I feel like we put in way more. Oh, here we go. So unwrap. No, this is just optional. This is implicit unwrap. So optional to unwrap it. Now I done forgot the terms for unwrapping. Yeah. Not that, we don't want that. You now unwrap two optionals in a single line with if let. So that's what, okay. So to unwrap it, just, we can use that if let. No. Sorry, I know it seems like I'm seizing, but I'm trying to. Okay, yeah. So it was if let and guard let, but we haven't seen guard let, but we saw that in the ChatGPT chat. And then I said I'm not going to look into it further because I know we're going to cover it. And I was good with just. So okay, so the answer should be somehow related to if let. So I'm going to leave that open just in case, but so that's what we want though. So if let, using this example, I can say, wait, but it's error code. So okay, so it's a new. Equal. Can I do that? No. God damn it. Why can't I do that? Let equal. So they cast it here. Oh, I can do the same thing. Oh, okay, so yeah, okay. So I want this back as an integer. Expected after if. Expected after if. Why though? Why can't I? This one, if let the error, if let.
Must be unwrapped to a value. Well, as using to provide a default when the optional value contains a node. When the optional value contains a node, force unwrap to abort execution. Hold on. Let's just go back. Let's go back where we at least got. Okay, we have an optional type. Now we want to unwrap it. So just go back to the docs, unwrapping multiple optionals. Because this I am not following with. Okay, well, maybe this one. With here. Well, okay, so I thought that was an integer, but why isn't it letting me do that? Var. Oh, my bad. Shoot. How do I use that? Oh, it's a function? Okay. But it's an int. So why can't I add, or maybe I can. Was I tripping before? I can't do that. Value of optional type int. God, no, give me that error back. Value of optional type int. So what is the, how do you fucking wrap it then if, where is the unwrap in this? I guess the okay, so problem is it's here. Can I do that? After if explicit specified type array string. Yeah, okay, so I did that wrong. Can I do this? Can't even do this. Okay, so that should have been, I'm gonna say that should be a var. Print. Okay.
optional type index unwrapped. Damn. Well, I thought I could maybe get there, but okay, let's just stare at it some more. Maybe it'll sink in through osmosis, this method. Return index. Unwrap the value. What it? Unwrap. And Swift unwrap type. Array unwrap type. Blast it. I guess it's technically not cheat. I mean, I don't want to keep asking the Oracle, but we are just asking. It's not like we're asking for code. We're asking for understanding. So I deem this okay. Now, really, I'm stuck. So I mean, fuck. So okay. So how? How can I unwrap this to an int? Why is that? I don't know that it matters, but I guess I don't understand why I couldn't. I mean, it's 2. It's a fucking integer. Oh, as an option. But oh, it's not in. Do I gotta put it here? Wrap. Yeah, remove it. Well, how did they? What is this here? What do they show me here? One of them had, yeah. Oh, but that's the implicit forced unwrap in the declaration. Oh, so the unwrap is okay. Okay. So the unwrap is taking it from whatever's causing it to print optional to, because that's not. I was going off of this, but I can't do that. Can't really do that. So this gets us to just the 2, pulls the 2 out of the optional, assuming it's there. but I suppose what does that mean? Like what is the actual action of unwrapping referring to what piece of syntax represents the actual action? Okay, so these are all just different ways to get into that container and unwrap it. Software provide the default by the optional. Equal sum. Okay. Okay, then in that case, the this is not. Oh, I need to do it here, I think. Optional. But it's already it's already. Oh, bucket list is not an optional, that's why. Okay, so does this, can I do this? Can't do that. Because, oh, okay, because this isn't. So I need this to be. But it didn't say to do that. Ah, son of a bitch. That will locate the index of, which we did that. And this will return an index. I guess it doesn't say you can't do that either. Let's just make it an optional, because oh Jesus. Never mind. Okay, so then just tell me how do I go from here? Let me just give it the whole. Some optional. And it wants me to unwrap the value and use it to. Let's do this. Given this code, I hate to do it, but I mean, goddamn, I already got a Jay. We're gonna have to fix this shit in post, man. I'm telling you, it's difficult. There's a lot of hoops to jump through. A lot of semantics, a lot of interpretation. And let's do boy, it'll write you a novel. Ah, man.
Let's break down the problem you have described and understand the code you're working with. The code snippet you provided is in Swift, and it deals with an array called bucket list and manipulation of its elements, including finding specific indices. Here's a detailed walkthrough of solving the problem, including understanding other related properties and methods in Swift that work with optionals. Code walkthrough. 1. Create and append to the array Swift var bucket list equals climb Mount Everest, bucket list.append read War and Peace, bucket list.append go on an Arctic expedition, bucket list.append scuba dive in the Great Blue Hole, bucket list.append find a triple rainbow. 2. Find the index of a specific item. Swift let arc equals bucket list.first index of go on an Arctic expedition. Here, first index of returns an optional index int because the item might not exist in the array. If the item exists, it returns the index. Otherwise, it returns nil.
That's
3. Unwrap the optional index and compute a new index. You need to safely unwrap the optional index returned by first index of using optional binding if let or using a guard statement. Then compute the index 2 positions later. Swift if let arc equals bucket list.first index of go on an Arctic expedition. Let new index equals arc2 if new.
Nice. Okay. What? No, I mean, this does look familiar, but this is why you really need time in the saddle, because I mean, we went through it, it made sense, but what I have gotten here, I don't know. I don't know. My live has echoes. I wonder if it's because I turned up. Turn it up. If I listen on. Wait. Echo, echo. Let me see. That's what Garfield learned. YouTube. Echo, echo. Not sure what. Maybe it's the desktop audio. It doesn't sound like I'm echoing, but maybe we'll just. Oh, you know what? I think because I'm putting out. Yeah. Well, fuck. I don't know. Probably that though, because I'm putting out desktop and this. So let me just. I'll just turn this off. And it'll just be for me. Monitor off. Oh, so I should probably just get that off here. Fuck it, we'll just learn in silence. Anyway, we really want to get through the. I would really like to get through this, but okay. So this, let's see, if let arc. So we had the first part right. We got the index. We got there, kind of. So we found that method, first index of. This lets us specify a string. So this will go and search bucket list, which we defined already. On 8, right? So it's there. We know it's there. We specify the same string, and it finds it. It returns the index, which is 2. And then we were totally lost, and it wanted us to unwrap the value and then use it to compute the index that is 2 positions later in the array. And so that part was here. But what I was missing was doing this. I needed to do the whole thing as an if let and then apply this. This is effectively the unwrap, the whole thing. Like anything that you're doing to access, I'm talking to myself, by the way, but anything that you need to do, any action that's effectively inspecting the optional for a value, whether it's there or not, it's in doing that check that you are unwrapping. And by doing so, you need to account for nil. So, okay, so this was the proper Dylan Bob. And since we are unwrapping here, then we can just do arc plus 2, which is what I was trying to do, but I was trying to do it in a new definition, and that's not how it works. So that's how we get two positions later. Oh, I didn't do it be gone. Yeah, why? I'll have to figure that out too. Too much shit to figure out. Why would it have been sending? That has to be why, because I got desktop audio, but then I'm also passing in. That is why. I shouldn't. Yeah. Fidna. But you know, I think the issue is. Yeah, that's the issue. I really should just play it on my Windows machine because then, since I'm passing desktop audio, y'all would just hear it. But because I was playing the music on the Mac, streaming it through the capture card, outputting it to the stream so that I could hear it, but y'all were getting a double. Okay, yeah. So let me I'll just mute that and then test my theory. Test me theory. History. All right. Now I'm all blurred up. God damn it. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we got that part. That fucking beat. And then if okay, so here we get that position plus 2. If new, dang bro. That's what got me. It sounds great now. Thank you, baby. She's the best. She's always supporting me. So I don't even need y'all, as long as she's watching. Kidding. Don't let me alienate my non-fans. Actually, I should probably do that now before I get popping. But no, okay, so arc plus 2, so we got the position of the array, that's the second part of the problem, and then if new index is less than the count of the bucket list, then let new item equal bucket list new index. If new index is, wait, okay. So if the new position, so in this case, position 4, because arc is position 2, and arc just represents the string that we're querying for based off the problem. So position 2 plus 2 is 4. So if 4 is less than the count of the bucket list, the total count, if 4 is less than, the total count of the bucket list, then let new item equal the value that's in the 4th position of that array, and then print new item. Hot dog. So then if that's the case, if that's the correct interpretation, then that would mean that we should get well, let's go look. We should get the fourth whatever the 4th definition was. So 1, 2, 3. So okay, so we should get scuba dive back. Triple. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 toboggan, 2. Wait. Well, no, that's right, because we're doing it here. So to this point, yeah, we would only have 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Okay. Yeah, so we should get scuba dive back if this is gonna run. So we're breaking the rules, copy paste, but 8. We did try to solve it ourselves first and then failed miserably. Okay, then we came back with a vengeance, as humans do. You said, hold my beer, watch this while I get my technology. Find a triple. Why is that? Find a triple. That's how. Oh, 0 index. Wait, does that matter? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that is 4 because 0 index. My bad. Okay. Yeah, okay. So we did understand it. We just forgot that indexes start at 0, not at 1. So climb Mount Everest, line 3, is index 0. Right. Okay. Yeah. That's why Arctic Expedition was index 2, even though it's the third 1, 2, 3. It's the third in the array, but it starts at 0. So 0, 1, 2, and then you add 2 to 2, and you get to find triple rainbow. Hot dog, did it! Look at that, and it only took 9 times as long as it should have. Now, I mean, I wouldn't have got there. I just wouldn't have got there. However, I would still argue. Obviously, this is self-serving to say, but I would still argue that doing things in this manner, right? First, feel the shame of not knowing the answer, having just reviewed the material. So do that first. And then after that, seek help, either the docs. I would try the docs first. That just sounds like the right thing to say, right? But at the end of the day, if you can get the answer and you understand it truly, and we just talked through it, so I feel like that's me proving I understand it, right? We have a mutual understanding now. And there you go. However, it's going to take forever, but I really do want to. I'm going to have to write this down. I guess not to do it on the stream, but we've already hit 2 hours. And my stomach's bubbling. You know what, guys? I think I'm going to bail on y'all for now. You know what I'm saying? I got to go handle something totally unrelated to what I just said. So don't think that I'm running to the toilet. That's none of y'all's business, quite frankly. But yeah, so look, today was a struggle, I admit. Some days will be better than others. That is just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So then, my friends, I thank you for watching. I hope you learned something, at least in watching a man flail around violently as he tries to figure all this out. That was a big chapter. I honestly feel good about this one little statement here. I feel like if nothing else, if you can grab one little piece of code and kind of assign it to a concept, that and it kind of just does, because this kind of covers the whole gambit, right? Hence I assume that's very much on purpose, and I'm being facetious. Of course it is, because Big Nerd Ranch is awesome. But yeah, so hopefully you learned something. I feel like I learned something, even though this wasn't a terribly long session. We did a lot longer yesterday, but you know what? I'm not feeling it. Not nearly as much today, but I still feel like we learned a solid concept here. So we're going to cut it off there, and we're going to pick it back up tomorrow as always. And also, as always, don't forget to join the 100 Days of Halo Ranked Halo stream. We're on day 30. Well, today is day 31. Currently back to Platinum 4. Last night was brutal. Kicked my ass, but it's a grind, y'all. And we're not going to back down. We're just going to keep on coming. We're going to keep on coming. Keep on strumming. I'll see you guys tomorrow if I don't see you tonight on the Halo stream. Otherwise, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, donate, and see you guys. I'll see